Dear colleagues, thank you very much for invitation to take part in this very important event, World Congress of IFFS. I'm happy to represent you the results of ART register of our association. Last year, we celebrated several events. First of all, it was 35 years of ART, even better to say IVF in Russia. February 7, a first test tube baby was born. It was a very nice girl. She is now 36 years old, and she is expecting a second baby. We know that it will be a boy again. 30 years ago, we were able to organize Russian Association of Human Reproduction. And in 5 years, it's happened that we started to take part in World ART Register, and now we were able to collect a lot of data which I'm going to represent to you. We publish our reports in our National Human Reproduction Journal. We also send our data to AIM SRM and to ICMART. And also we issue booklets, and you can see on this slide the cover of that booklets. First of all, I would like to say that majority of our centers are private. Only 27.4% of centers belongs to government. And in this center, they do 27.8% of all cycles which performed in whole country. Majority of centers are private, and it's happened when perestroika started. Government stopped to support our activity in IVF, practically support, and so we survived due to activity of professionals who decided to develop private activity. And now, as you can see, majority of centers are private. So this table demonstrates what's happened for the last 25 years. We're able to collect data from 8 centers in 1995. Altogether, there was 12 centers in the country. You can see that blue and red line was for several years very close to each other. The last report, we were able to collect data from 219 centers, and we know that there was practically 300 centers in the country, and that means that the differences between centers are sending these reports to our association and centers who are only work and don't send report is 30%. Practically the same what we have in the onset of our way. 12 centers was in the country, and 8 of them took part in annual report. You can see that we were able to collect data over than 1 million cycles. We started with 3,690 cycles, and the last report includes 165,000 cycles. So it's a big material which can demonstrate what's happened for these 25 years. So this slide's about IVF pregnancy rate. And we started with 21.9% of success rate in 1995. In 2007, we were able to reach 38% of success rate, and after this, there is no much changes, and in 2019, we had 38.5% pregnancy rate. Practically the same is a picture in XC, but we started with 12.9% success rate. In 2006, we reached 35.9%, and the last report, 35.4%. Pregnancy rate in the frozen embryo transfer cycles. We started with 6.3% and reached 43% in 2019. Success rate in egg donor cycles. In 1995, we had 22.4% success rate, and we were able to get 48.1%. It's a very good result. It's a very successful program. Surrogacy. Pregnancy rate in surrogacy program is high. I have to say that we started to register this program in 2005. And you can see that there is no big changes for these years. We started with 38.4% pregnancy rate and reached 47.2%. What are the changes? Number of IVF cycle paid by budget. This and next slide will demonstrate what happened in covering of treatment by government budget. They started to pay for treatment in 2007. It was only 1,700 IVF cycles covered by government. Altogether, it was 6.4%, which were paid by budget. In 2019, the share of IVF cycles funded by state budget was 45%. Altogether, 74,500 cycles. It's table I took from AMHRE report, and you can see that Russia in 2017 started to be the first in number of cycles performed altogether in the country among European countries. But this figure and this success is impressive, but the most important thing is what does it mean for our citizens. In 2006, it was 149.5 cycles per million. And according to last report, in 2019, we increased the number of cycles per million to 1,128. This happened because the part of paid by government cycles increased. And according to them, in a period from 2019 to 2024, more than 450,000 IVF cycles will be performed. What is the main result? Certainly, it is number of babies which were born due to use of ART. We were able to collect data about almost 300,000 live births. And taking in mind that our data is not complete, we believe that more than 400,000 babies was born in Russia after ART. Several words about complications. I am happy to have this booklet of World Collaborative Report dedicated to the results of 1993. So there are interesting figures. For example, the rate of ectopic pregnancy in this year in Canada was 5.2%, in Czech Republic 11.7%, in New Zealand 6.8%, and altogether 4.4%. Russia started to send report for World Collaborative Group and to ICMART in 1995. Our ectopic pregnancy rate was, in 1995, 4.7%, and according to World Report, 3.6%. What's happened for the last 10 years? In 2000, this complications rate was 2.5%, and in 2019, it was 1%. And you can see that this figure came down step by step. And now about ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. In 2004, the rate of this complication was practically 5%. And 2019, it was less than 0.5%. Thank you for your attention.